Hey there, thanks for tuning in to our September 2024 eLearning Challenge recap. If you want to see some of the amazing submissions from this month's eLearning Design Challenge, along with our winning submission, stick around. Hey there folks, Tim Slade here from the eLearning Designers Academy. As you all know, one of the many challenges that a lot of folks have when it comes to building their instructional design and e-learning development skills, along with creating samples of work for their portfolios, is having the opportunity to practice on real-world projects in a practical way. And so that's exactly why we created our monthly e-learning challenges inside the eLearning Designers Academy to help you put your skills into practice and build samples of work for your portfolio without all of the stress and uncertainty that comes with picking your own topic. And so, each month we issue a new e-learning challenge which provides a real-world topic and prompt based on a hypothetical company. And as part of the challenge, participants are tasked with developing a complete e-learning course to solve a specific set of learning outcomes. And we also provide a style guide and brand assets for the hypothetical company, which provides guidance on the use of colors, fonts, logos, and much more. And then, at the end of each month, we review all of the submissions, host a recap just like the one you're watching right now, and showcase the amazing work from those who participated. And then we announce a winner and give them a $100 Amazon gift card. And of course, the great thing about our monthly e-learning challenges is that each month, as we announce a new challenge, we have a growing library of sample project topics for you and others to pick from as you continue to grow your skills and build your portfolio. So, with that said, let's take a look at the details from our September 2024 challenge, along with some of the awesome submissions and, of course, our winner. And if you'd like to follow along with me, check out the links down in the description where you can see the details from this month's challenge, along with all of the submissions. So, for our September 2024 challenge, we decided to focus this month's topic on interpersonal conflict resolution skills, but from the standpoint of resident assistants, or RAs, working to support first-year college students living on campus. Now, this might seem like an odd topic, but it's actually one that has financial implications. When a student requests a housing reassignment due to roommate conflicts, it can be costly for the university to accommodate these changes. And so, for RAs, part of their job is to help students resolve conflicts between roommates and further mature their interpersonal communication skills. And so for this month's challenge, participants took on the role of an instructional technologist for Beckman College to design and develop a self-paced e-learning course to enhance RA's conflict management skills. Now, with all of our challenges, we have our list of sample learning objectives like identifying common causes of roommate conflicts, using facilitative questioning to mediate the conversation between roommates, and of course, how to maintain neutrality. We also provide a list of interactivity ideas and constraints. For example, using a hotspot interaction to explore a residence hall and explore the various causes of conflicts, or a branching scenario between the RA and the conflicting students. And finally, we have our Beckman College Style Guide here, which provides participants everything they need to design a course that aligns with the college's brand, including imagery, fonts, colors, and much more. All right, so now that we've taken a look at the details from our September e-learning challenge, let's take a look at all of our featured submissions, followed by our winner. So the first submission we'd like to highlight comes from Stephanie Lejoie Berube with her Articulate Storyline course, Managing College Roommate Conflicts. Now, with Stephanie's project, she used a combination of click-to-reveal interactions like this tabbed interaction to learn the resident hall community standards, followed by a series of simple branching scenarios to put them into action when mediating a conflict between roommates. This is then followed up by a simple hotspot interaction to explore a dorm room to identify potential causes of conflict. Overall, what we really appreciated the most was the simplicity of the design and interactions with Stephanie's project, along with the alignment to the Beckman College Style Guide. So, great work, Stephanie, and thank you so much for participating. All right, so our next featured submission comes from Bethany Souza with her Articulate Rise project dealing with conflict as a resident assistant. Now, what we really loved about Bethany's project is how much it didn't feel like it was designed and developed in Rise. A lot of times, once you've seen one Rise project, it feels like you've seen every Rise project, but that is not the case with Bethany's project. She starts the course by introducing us to Angel, a new resident assistant. And from there, Bethany uses a combination of video blocks animated in Vyond, followed by quiz blocks to create a scenario-like experience. And it's just a great example of how thinking outside the box can create an experience that's equally as engaging as if it were developed in Storyline or another more capable tool. Now, the other element that we really loved were the reflection text entry boxes. At the beginning of the course and then at the end, the learner can type in their reflections and conclusions and then download them as a PDF as a takeaway. So, wonderful work on this project, Bethany. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, the next submission we'd like to feature comes from Alexandria Majors with her Articulate Storyline project, Mastering Roommate Mediation. Right off the bat, what we really appreciated about Alexandria's project was her adoption of the overall style guide. Between the colors, fonts, and images, Alexandria hit the nail right on the head. And in terms of the presentation of her learning content, we're introduced to Jeff, a senior resident advisor, who we shadow as he identifies and resolves various roommate conflicts. A great example of this is when we have to use a conflict analyzer to find possible causes of conflicts within a typical dorm room setting. And from there, we move into a series of scenario-based questions where we are challenged to respond while not being biased towards one student or another. And depending on the answer, we're then presented with a neutrality meter to show us whether our responses were biased. So, wonderful work, Alexandria. Thank you so much for sharing and participating. All right, so our final submission we'd like to highlight comes from Victoria Ghilardi with her Articulate Storyline project, The Secrets of the Beckman College RAs. Now, with Victoria's project, she decided to take a super creative approach to the design of her learning experience. Rather than creating a typical set of slides, Victoria created an interactive notebook presented as almost like a collection of tribal knowledge being handed down from one RA to another. And while Victoria did a great job sticking to the general style guide, she also incorporated these great hand-drawn elements and textures to really drive home the notebook feeling. For example, on this slide, we have a simple scenario-based question, but depending on the answer, you get these different hand-drawn elements to show the correct and incorrect answers. We also see the overall theme with these navigation tabs throughout the notebook and feedback layers presented as pieces of paper being tucked between the pages. It's really a great example of skeuomorphic design and e-learning creating a really tactile and visually engaging experience. So, amazing work, Victoria, and thank you so much for participating and sharing. All right, so those were just some of the highlights from our September 2024 e-learning challenge submissions. It's now time for us to pick a winner who will receive a $100 Amazon gift card. Now, before we do that, I want to share a bit about how we evaluate the quality of each submission. When picking our top submissions and, of course, selecting our winner, we look at it from 5 different angles in no particular order. First, user interface design. Was the course easy to use, accessible, and intuitive to navigate? Second, graphic design. Did the course author apply solid graphic design techniques, and how well did they adapt the style guide to their course? Third, visual communications. Did they use the screen to help me see what they were trying to say? In other words, did they use meaningful imagery or animations? Fourth, instructional design. How well did they create a true learning experience with performance-based interactions rather than just an information dump? And finally, overall completeness. Does the course feel like a complete piece of work? So for this month, it was a real challenge for us. The submissions for this month were some of the best that we've seen to date, and we could have easily picked multiple winners. But we only get to pick one, so for this month, we're giving the win to Victoria Ghilardi. With Victoria's project, it was truly one of the most unique and creative submissions that we've seen, and the level of effort that went into the overall design, along with the interactivity and storytelling and everything else, really set itself apart. So, congrats, Victoria. You did an amazing job. All right, so that's a wrap on our September 2024 e-learning challenge and a look at the highlights from our submissions. As always, I want to send a special thanks to everyone who participated and shared their hard work for this month's e-learning challenge, and my apologies if I mispronounced anyone's names. I'm awful with names. Of course, if you'd like to see all of the submissions from this month's challenge or participate in next month's challenge or use one of our past challenges as a topic for your own sample project, make sure to check out the links down in the description. Otherwise, Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to click that like, subscribe, and bell button to get alerted the next time I publish a video just like this one. And of course, join us inside the eLearning Designers Academy, where we help new instructional designers and e-learning developers grow their careers by focusing on skills first. Otherwise, my name is Tim Slade, and until next time, I'll see you around.